In today's lecture, we will discuss again three topics. The topic number one, which is solid waste generation in the India. The topic number two, which is quality and composition of the refuse. And the topic number three, which is steps for the solid waste management. Okay. So first of all, we start with the first topic, solid waste in India. Okay, we all know about the solid waste generation and the management, right? In our India, the solid waste generation is very large scale. So basically here on screen you can see that the total 7.2 million tons of hazardous waste. Total waste out of 7.2 million tons of hazardous waste, right? So it required 1 square kilometer of additional landfilling area per every year, right? For the treatment and disposal of this hazardous waste, we require 1600 crore rupees, right? So it is too much, right? So in addition to this industrial discharge, about 15 million tons of high volume, low hazard waste every year. So which is mostly dumped on open low laying area, right? So the next is growth of the solid waste in India. So basically in 1981 to 91, right? So the Mumbai increased, the population of Mumbai, which is increased by 8.2 million to the 12.3 million, right? During the same period, municipal solid waste has grown from 3200 tons to 5355 tons, right? So it is increased about 67%. Right, so waste collection is very low for all the Indian cities like Bangalore produce 2000 tons of waste per annum. But the ever increasing the waste has put pressure on hygienic condition of the city. So the estimated waste generation is about 1 lakh million tons per day. So the per capita waste generation range between the 0.2 to 0.6 kg, right? So the waste collection efficiency in bigger size cities range from 7 to 90%, and the small size, it is small town, it is up to 50 to 60%, right? So the local authorities spend less 5% of their budget on the waste disposal, and the maximum cost is incurred on the street sweeping and the collection and the transportation of this waste. So this is all about the solid waste generation in our India. Now, so this is the pictures of the solid waste generation in our India, okay, and how the management is done. Now, the next one, which is the quality and compositions of the refuse. So basically, quality is depend upon the place to place, and it is vary from place to place, and it is also vary from season to season, right? So the refuse produced by the society, which is depend upon the living standard of his resident. Okay, if the living standard of residents is very high, so they produced very large scale solid waste, right? Now the third one, which is the quantity of the garbage, it is also depend upon the food available, then food habitat and the standard of living. So it is also depend upon the whether the town is residential, then commercial or the industrial area, and the unit weight range of which is 300 to 600 kg per meter cube, and this calorific value has a range of 1200 to 1800 kilocalorie per kg, right? So here on screen you can see that the table are there. On in this table the constitute are there, and the average composition percentage by weight at disposal site, right? So basically the first is garbage, so the composition percentage which is 50 to 55, and the second is rubbish, the percentage which is to 10 to 15. Then dust and slate, it is 20 to 25, and the ashes, which is 10 to 15%, right? Now the next topic, which is the steps for the solid waste management. Okay, the first step, which is the collection of the solid waste, right? So the lots of method are used for the collection of the solid waste, but nowadays it is collected by the door-to-door services provided by the municipalities, and sometimes public dustbin are provided by the municipalities at convenient place by the side of the road. The second step, which is the processing of the solid waste, and the third step, which is disposal of solid waste, right? First of all, we discuss about the collection of the solid waste. Basically, there are three methods for the collection of solid waste. The first one, which is curbside collection, second one, which is the block collection, and the third one, which is the community storage point. Okay, curbside, it means that the dustbin which is placed on the roadside, right? So in this method, the main responsible person, which is house owner, right? So the house owner is responsible for placing the dustbin or the container at the roadside on the scheduled day, right? So the workman come and collect the dustbin and empty the container and put back at the same place. So the house owner is required to take back the empty container from the curbside to his house, right? So this is the curbside collection. And the second method, which is block collection. Basically, in our society, we are using a block collection method. In this method, individual bring the waste in container and hand it over to the collection staff, who empty it into the waiting vehicle and return to container to the individual, right? And the third method, which is the community storage point. So the solid waste is taken to a fixed storage bin and stored till the waste storage agency collected as per the schedule of the collection, right? So there are three methods, which is curbside, then block collection, and the third one, which is community storage point. Now the next topic, which is collection method, right? So how the workmen which collect the solid waste. So here for that, the methods are that. The first, there are classified in two methods. The first is whole container system, and the second one, which is stationary container system. First of all, we discuss about the whole container system. So in this method, the containers used for the storage of the waste are hauled to the processing, then transfer or the disposal site. Then empty and return to their original position or location are defined as the whole container system, right? The collector is responsible for the driving the vehicle, then loading the container, then unloading the empty containers and empty the content of the container at the disposal site. In some cases, in the safety purpose, both a driver and helper are used, right? So here on screen you can see that the figure of the whole container system are that. The first of all, here the beginning of route are that, right? This is a conventional mode of the whole container system. Okay, so first of all, the whole beginning of the route are that. The first of all, the vehicle which is empty vehicle. After that, which is loaded with the solid waste, right? Then which is go to the second station, again they are empty, and again the second time which is loading, then loading and unloading, and the station points are changed. After the end station, this is the end of the route, and this is the whole main circle, which is the transfer station or the disposal site. Okay, here the second method, which is the exchange container route. Okay, here you can also see that the beginning of route with the vehicle with the empty container, again they goes to the second station, then third station, and the up to end station, right? And the end station, which is the end of the route. Now the second, which is the stationary container system. Okay, so in this system, the container system which the containers use for the storage of the waste remain at the point of waste generation. After that, except when move for the location and define as a stationary container system. Okay, so the labor which is requirement for the mechanically loaded stationary container system are essentially the same as for the whole container system. Basically, there are two types of the method for the stationary container system. The first one, which is those in which self-loading compactor are used, and the second method, which is those in which manually loaded vehicles are used. Okay, here the figure of the operational sequence of the second stationary container system are that. First of all, the one number which you can see that the beginning of the route T1, and which is the black square which indicate that the vehicle which is empty vehicle, and the white box which is it means that it is a loaded vehicle. After that, they goes to the second point. Then again, there are empty vehicle biological, then again a loading of this solid waste, again they goes to the third station, then up to the end station. So this is the transfer station of the disposal, right? And this is the end of the route. Okay, so this is the method, collection method of the solid waste. Now the processing of the solid waste. Okay, this is the second step of the solid waste. So in this processing, it means that processing technique are used in the solid waste management system. The first one, which is improve the efficiency of solid waste disposal system. Then second one, which is to recover the resources, and third one, which is to prepare the material for the recovery of conservation product and the energy. Processing, it means that the recycling and recover the resources, right? So that we can reduce the volume of the solid waste, or we can reduce the quantity of the solid waste. For example, 100% waste are that. So right, so after the recycling and recover, first of all we for recycling and recover, the separation are required, right? So after the separation, some part of the solid waste which goes to the recovery and recycling portion, and the after the some part of waste which require final disposal, which goes to the disposal site, right? If I have 100% waste, solid waste, then for in the 100%, 40% waste will goes to the recovery and recycling, and only 60% waste which goes to the final disposal, right? So this is the processing of the solid waste. So this is the all about the today's lecture. I hope you all understood about the today's lecture. Thank you for the watching. Thank you.